Christelle. Hey, Lily, how are you?
Great, thank you for having me. It's wonderful to be back in this.
Okay, first of all, I want to ask you, sorry, I see you're gorgeous. You look like more relaxed and no, wait,
It's the outfit.
no, you look relaxed, you look happy.
Thank you.
How do you go in these 3 years without doing anything?
Well, I've been writing for a long time. I mean, we've been working on the music for the album for the past 2 years, really. But yeah, before that, I got married. And so I really spent some time just kind of living life, you know, having it not be all centered around me and Evanescence all the time. But I like being able to be just a regular part of the human race, you know, sometimes. So just living in New York and being a wife and painting and writing music and all of that stuff. So I am happy. I'm very excited that we're finally going to be releasing this music because we have been working on it for so long.
Yeah, and is it going to be very different from the last album? Because I heard you have new influence, like RGMT, like music that isn't really
Right.
real life.
Yeah, I love all kinds of music. Actually, I think that electronic music has always been an influence for Evanescence. Massive Attack, York, Depeche Mode, those are all big influences always. I think that there's definitely some new elements from that world that are just pushing it to the next level of that type of thing. But it isn't that different for Evanescence in a way because that's always been part of the programming. But there are more kind of vintage synths and things underneath, you know, and I think that gives it a cool otherworldly element. But of course, we still have big raging guitars and the beautiful orchestra and all of those elements too.
Talking about like instruments, you're playing the harp, right?
Yeah.
And are you gonna like put it in the album or something? Because
I am. There's one song called Secret Door that is really just completely different from the rest of the album in the musical sense. It's just harp and orchestra pretty much for the whole thing. It's a classical little moment, which I think is great. I mean, I feel like that's definitely fits into the realm of Evanescence because it's all about the feeling, you know, it's very dreamlike and the dynamics of the big sound and then the soft sound, you know, that's something that I've always wanted to put into this music is the big extremes, you know.
Yeah, like your voice when it's like very soft, and sometimes you have like this male's voice. So is it gonna be again the male and female voice?
No, that was really just for the one song on the first record. But I do think that the real place that masculine to feminine dynamic happens is between the strong guitars and the drums and the band and then my voice, you know. I don't know what you would call it, but you know, just that feminine. I'm a woman, so that comes across.
It's not.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. Passion.
Yeah. And what about the comeback of Troy McClung? Everything.
There's not a lot to tell. It's funny. It feels like he was never gone because we weren't playing in between. I mean, he was with us throughout our last tour and everything. And then we all went off and did our own thing. A few of the guys were playing with other bands and all of that. Especially since I was doing my thing too. So when we came back together, it was just, it felt like fate. Like when he called me and we talked. And he was in a place where he was just wondering what we were doing because he was looking for the next thing. And we were just on the cusp of needing to find someone else because we were going back in again. We didn't want to. It was like, man, we still have to find the new guy. I don't want to do that again, you know. So when it happened, it just felt like the stars aligned and the family was back together. It was very, very positive feeling. We loved it a lot.
Do you feel more mature in this album than the past, or were you in a more personal way?
Yeah. In some ways, yes. I think it is a more mature record. I'm comfortable in my own skin more than ever. I think the older you get, the more you're like, okay, I know who I am. I can let it all hang out. I know we're all just
myself.
Yeah. So I think that all those things existed on the Open Door, but at the same time, I am in a different place and I have had different experiences this time around. I think the Open Door had a lot of angst, and that exists on this record absolutely too. But it's balanced out against. It's not the end of the world a little bit. A lot of the songs are just great songs. Like it doesn't all have to be this amazing statement, you know. I think that definitely is there, but a lot of it's just us writing music and enjoying playing music and just pouring that love into it.
What about the lyrics? Are we gonna hear
you're always singing about relationships.
Yeah.
That's what we do. That's the thing that makes us feel the most. It's the thing that hurts the most too. So yeah, the positive and negative of those emotional relationships are definitely in there. But then there's a lot of songs about being trapped and breaking free. And part of that's internal, you know, within myself, knowing what do I want to do with my life? Are we going to do this again? Or am I going to be a completely different person? Or where is my place? And finding my place in the lyrics and in the music and the way it came together is a big theme. Falling back in love with Evanescence and the relationship that I have with that's ongoing for the past 15 years or something like that.
Yeah.
That number may be wrong. But you know what I mean? It's been a long time, and it's been through so many stages with me, and it's very emotional. It's all-consuming. I can't just write a song without being completely obsessed with the song, you know, and being in love with it, really. It's just the same. So a lot of the music is about that relationship.
You have a lot of plans, like you have a concert in Australia and then Rio?
Actually, it's Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico,
Oh,
and Rio,
Puerto Rico.
and then U.S., and then Europe.
And what are your next plans after all this tour thing?
Well, we're just planning to tour. That is our plan for the near future.
What about Mexico?
Yeah, it's coming for sure.
Yeah.
We don't have a date yet, but starting in October, we're just going to be touring and building on new dates as we go, and we want to go all over the world. We definitely are going to come back to our fans in Mexico, and also I'd like to hit some other places that we have never been to before. Puerto Rico is one of those places that it's the first time, and they've been asking for us forever, so it's really cool to be able to go there. Yeah.
What about the single, What You Want?
Yeah.
What You Want? Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. Well, it's kind of one of the songs. It's about what I was just talking about. It's about coming back. It's about this is who I am. This is a big part of me, and I love this, you know, and not being afraid of it. You know, it's about you have to go out and grab life. You can't be afraid. You know, you have to be brave and take chances.
So what would be your, I don't know, something to say to your fans, the ones that are like all sad all the time? I don't know.
Like, you're never here.
Yeah.
Well, we're coming back. This is our coming home party. This is just, we're only here for today to say hello, but it's because we will be coming back.
Right.
So we'll see you. We'll see you very soon, and I can't wait to play another show in Mexico because the fans here are crazy.
Yeah,
they're always crazy for us. We love it.
Your Twitter, Facebook, everything, so we can know all the.
Oh yeah. My Twitter is Amy Lee F. I tweet all the time, showing what we're doing, you know, and talking about it. And then there's the Evanescence Twitter, which is just Evanescence.
Okay.
We have, let's see, evanescence.com and evfanclub.com. There's a lot of places. Just
Okay.
type in Evanescence on Google, you'll find
Yeah.
something.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bueno, no se pierdan Evanescence ya próximamente con nuevo álbum, muchos tours próximamente, y obviamente aquí en México. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. See you soon.